Wish stock continues to fall in price. Let me tell you guys what my thoughts are currently, where I think the stock could be headed, and some of the information about the earnings report that they recently just had. Make sure to watch to the very end of this video so you don't miss any of my analysis on Wish. And of course, if you guys want to pick up a free stock with Public, check out our link down in the description below. When you guys sign up with our link, not only do you guys get a free stock when you deposit $1, you help support the channel, but you also can be part of a great social investing network, and you can follow us and keep up to date with what we're buying, what we're selling, and of course, our current thoughts on everything going on in the market. But other than that, guys, let's get right into this video. Alrighty guys, here we are with Wish stock, context logic, ticker symbol WISH, whichever you would like to call it or refer to it as. We're sitting at about $7.69 per share, down just about $1.72 on the day, down about 18.28% on the day today. Wish has pulled back significantly from its highs after the earnings report that unfortunately just did not really report what a lot of people were expecting and wanting Wish to report, unfortunately. And because of that, it has kind of significantly declined in price. Now, it's not necessarily doomsday for AMC. It's not really the end of time for them necessarily. And we're going to get into this article here and read just a little bit about what's going on and why this is happening, and just a variety of different information involving Wish. Because I know a lot of you guys who like Wish are very concerned right now with this Q2 drop with earnings, and it's disappointing. It's disappointing. I mean, bottom line here is it's very disappointing. JP Morgan slashed their price targets to begin with, and overall it's just not. It's not great. It's not exactly ideal for what everyone was expecting. But of course, let's figure out what's going on. Let's see if there's maybe some light at the end of the tunnel. Let's see if we can find some nuances and things like that. And see if Wish is still worth the price targets, or at least the former price targets. As you can see, they've slashed price targets now that what it used to be. Let's go down here. Cohen analyst John Blackledge downgraded Context Logic Inc. Wish, there you go, to market perform from outperform with a price target of $10 down from $18, implying a 6.3 upside. The rating came after the company's reported Q2 earnings margins and EBITDA and missed expectations. Context Logic's Q3 outlook implies revenue could decline 35% sequentially as the business trajectory has softened, noted Blackledge, who has materially lowered his long-term estimates for sales and EBITDA or EBITDA. Sorry, I can't pronounce it right. I'm sorry. Roast me in the comments if you want. I don't care. JP Morgan analyst Doug Anmuth downgraded Context Logic to underweight from overweight with a price target of $5 down from $17, implying a 46.9% downside. The company's Q2 results and Q3 outlook suggest more significant damage to the business model. Anmuth thinks the new product strategy could take many quarters to materialize, and he sees considerable execution risks. Context Logic Q2 revenue of $656 million missed the analyst consensus of $723 million. At the core marketplace segment, sales plunged 32% year over year. Price action, Wish shares traded lower by 20.9% at $7.44 in the market session on the last check Friday. So that's pretty much what we're looking at in this article here, just to give you guys an update on what happened and why the earnings were so low, and why just overall there's such a pullback in the price of Wish. Now overall, it's hard for me because I was very bullish about this stock, and I always like to say that companies like this, where they've just recently gone public and Wall Street expectations are usually they're very cutthroat. They're very high, and the standards are high. And Wish, and any other company for that matter that just recently goes public, needs to be able to meet those targets. If it can't meet those targets, not only do the algorithms as far as the stock price goes, but as well just overall it doesn't fare very well. We see lots of pushback and lots of resentment and lots of just negative news and outpour from all directions. And overall, Wish did not really have a lot of positive factors really going on with this earnings report. There was a significant growth in users and on new users being onboarded onto the platform. But unfortunately, there's just not a lot to do here with Wish. And I would love to say that I think Wish, is still worth the price targets. If we go down here, we can see some of the price targets. There's still a high price target of about $32.85. However, there are the majority of targets being lowered to $17.10, right in about the middle here. And now, I mean, we're lower than we've ever been at about $7.63. We can actually pull out here, go to like the 6-month chart. We've been down here before, but again, since the last uptrend, it's significantly down from there. It's significantly down. And you're probably wondering, well, this sounds like all negative news, and what's the point of making this video if there really is no positive news, and there's just nothing to work off of? And well, that's where I would like to give my opinion and kind of reach a little bit here. Even though Wish is putting out negative news rather, and negative metrics as far as revenue and earnings and anything related to that goes right now, I do not think that this is going to be a long-term problem. I know you might think that's crazy, and I know there's still forecasts that predict this problem to only get worse. But again, this is a e-commerce platform that I am incredibly bullish on. I'm incredibly bullish on the industry of e-commerce, but this specifically, I think will continue to possibly do decently well. But it's going to take a few positive catalysts to just flatten, bottom line, there needs to be positive news that comes out about this stock. If there is not, this stock will continue to downtrend, and it will continue to consolidate around the $6 to $7 level for quite some time. There needs to be some kind of positive news or some kind of positive catalyst that come up and affect the stock price in a great way. And if that doesn't really happen, if there continues to be negative news that is pushed out not only by these big news article organizations, but as well, of course, by either hedge funds or large firms that are shorting the stock, again, this is going to happen. And here is where it gets really interesting. This is my other point, is that if this stock continues to perform the way it does, and let's say it doesn't go that way, it goes completely the opposite way and continues to downtrend, it continues to not do well fundamentally as a company, well, usually what that means is that, of course, these shorts will start piling on. And as these shorts start piling on, short interest will, of course, increase. And as short interest increases on this stock, well, what could happen? Possibly a short squeeze. That's not guaranteed. This is not advice, not a recommendation at all. But this is my personal idea and opinion that if more shorts pile onto this stock, and if WallStreetBets, retail, whatever it might be, sees this stock and sees the short interest and recognizes it as an opportunity, we could be in for something crazy. Now, that's not guaranteed. This is me theoretically talking. Nothing that I say is going to happen. Nothing that I say is guaranteed. But again, this is just a crazy theory of mine that if it happens, well, you can come back to this video and say I was right. And if it doesn't, you can say I was wrong. Either way. Let's get into a little bit of technical analysis here just to end the video off. A little bit of a somber video today. Sorry about that, guys. It's just a lot of negative information, unfortunately. I still think there's plenty of room for Wish to grow, but again, there just needs to be more news and more information that comes out about the stock. So I talked in yesterday's video about how I thought Wish would likely open the day probably red. It might be green because the RSI was low, but I wouldn't be surprised if it went red, and it's red today. Not really a surprise there. It's trading pretty tight here, not a lot of movement. Still kind of moving a little bit up, but again, nothing major. RSI is really low here on the 1 day, 1 minute chart. And overall, just so we get a nice view of what's going on with this stock on a larger time frame, we are lower than we have ever been. I mean, we're as low before the original kind of squeeze that we saw with this stock. We're around that level right now. And again, whether or not it bounces back, we'll just kind of have to wait and see. This is a big patience game at this point, guys. And we're going to be watching Wish very closely, as always. So make sure you subscribe. We're going to be posting videos, information, news, all that fun stuff every single day, of course. And we do it 4 times a day on all kinds of different stocks. So make sure you subscribe. But other than that, guys, that is pretty much it for Wish. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video like this. If you guys want to pick up a free stock in public, check out our link down in the description below. When you guys sign up with our link, not only do you support the channel, but you guys can get a free stock when you deposit $1 of a great selection of companies and join an amazing social investing network. But other than that, guys, that is all I have for you guys today. I'm Kyle with Finance Bro. Take it easy.